Hi Ringwood. I'm Jacob Robert Briggs, and I'm doing interviews again for the I think eighth time, maybe seventh, maybe ninth. So let's begin. What is your name?
My name is Matthew Charles Geisel, first.
Good. Just had to make sure for identity purposes. You never know. We have people just run on the set, they rob me, and then they leave. I'm pretty sure that was just a normal crime, but it is what it is. So, you know lie detector test, right?
Yes, I do.
So you know at the beginning of them they ask like just a baseline question just so they make sure you're not lying, right?
Of course.
Okay. Who is your favorite filmmaker in Ringwood?
Jacob Robert Briggs.
Okay, so we know he's lying. Good. Okay. So we're into this. So let's begin with these questions. If you had to describe Ringwood in one word, what would it be and why?
I'd say trees, because there's a lot of trees.
You're not wrong. You know what? Fair. Moving on from that, what metaphor, simile, allegory, etc. would you use to describe Ringwood?
I'd say Ringwood is like if someone took a little bit of Pennsylvania and put it in New Jersey and had it blend with New Jersey. So you have a little bit of Pennsylvania and a little bit of New Jersey.
Nice.
Yeah.
So moving on, you've eaten before, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Last. You never know. So, what's your favorite restaurant, food place, etc. In Ringwood or the local area?
I'd have to say Nene's because there's really not much else. There's like 5 diners and then Nene's, and that's about it. So I like it because it's not a diner.
You know that's an acceptable reason.
Yeah.
Okay. So now moving away from the documentary questions and on to just some other questions. So number one, do you know the name of the mayor of Ringwood?
Oh, I did. It's like a little old lady. Oh, Schaefer. Linda Schaefer.
That used to be the mayor.
It changed?
I know. Okay, it used to be Schaefer, and then it was this other woman called Linda, and now it's this guy called Sean something. I forget the last name. I literally in other interviews I had the name told to me, completely forget it.
Really?
Yeah, his first name's Sean. So, but that's about the reaction I was expecting. No one knows who rules Ringwood. It's
I thought it was Linda Schaefer.
maybe at one point. Now it's someone else. It's weird. Moving on. How many people would you say live in Ringwood?
I actually know this. It's like 12,000.
Yeah, that's fine. It's 12,648 based on Wikipedia. So someone could have changed that, and I could completely be off. But good guess. Now, which has a greater land? Ringwood or the entire island of Bermuda?
Based on the fact that you're asking me this question, I'm gonna guess Ringwood.
That is good deductive logic. Because, Ringwood is surprisingly bigger than the entire island of Bermuda.
How many people are on the island of Bermuda?
65,000. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of churches as well. I think there's like over 100 churches on that island. I've counted.
You've counted every single church?
Yeah, whenever we would like go on a path, I would look in the distance how many churches there are.
Oh, okay.
It's like counting cars except churches.
We have like 2, I think.
We have 4. Yeah, we'll give or take. There's Martin Luther,
Presbyterian. Is the Martin Luther one the same as the Christ the King one?
It's near that. We'll get back to that. We'll get back to that on the final question. So now, just a quick question. Do you even technically live in Ringwood?
Currently, yes, but I will not soon.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah. But right now I currently do.
Okay, I just have to make sure. Here's the thing. I know like 3 people that I know are in or not in Ringwood. Like I know whether or not they're in Ringwood. Everyone else, Enigma, because I don't know what the boundaries of Ringwood are. I know that once you get over Skyline Drive, it becomes Oakland, and once you're at Garden State Plaza, you're not in Ringwood. Though that's my distance about
That's a pretty fuzzy distance there.
But in between those 2 areas is the boundary for Ringwood. So, okay. So this has been a pretty laid back interview, right? You know what, Matt? If you check under the Union Jack, you see a fortune cookie. Let's open these up.
I was not expecting a fortune cookie. Whoop.
Equality.
My bad. Impossible standards just make life difficult. That was
What
my
makes you
question.
work harder? So, we got failure is the virtual way to prepare for your great responsibilities. I mean, but sometimes you can only fail once and then it's over.
That's
So,
true.
I mean, the Cuban Missile Crisis. If that one Russian guy on the battleship failed, we'd be dead. So,
Yeah.
oh, look at this plastic.
And that is why I always say, long live the Soviet Union.
Long live the Soviet Union. Matt, you seem like a guy who's willing to share, right?
Yes.
Okay, so what is your street address, social security number, and bank details?
So, next question.
My credit is gonna. I'm never gonna recover from my credit choices. Okay. So for this segment, I just want you to talk about anything regarding Ringwood. It can be literally anything. Just go on for a bit, talk about some stuff. And while you're doing that, I'm actually gonna turn this light on because I forgot to. It probably doesn't change much, but yeah, just go off, talk about something.
So,
and-
Ringwood, New Jersey. It's a town in New Jersey with the name of Ringwood. It borders Wanacue and Haskell, and wait, it does not border Haskell. It borders Wanacue and Oakland and West Milford. The borough of Ringwood can be divided up into 5 sections. Those 5 sections can be Skyline, Erskine, Cupsaw, Stonetown, and Upper Ringwood. These 5 sections are fairly different, to say the least. 3 of them have lakes, 2 of them do not have lakes, and 1 of them is Upper Ringwood, which we don't really count as a section. The 3 lakes are Skyline, Cupsaw, and Erskine Lakes, and Erskine Lake is definitely mid. Skyline Lake is also kind of mid, but Cupsaw Lake is actually pretty good. These 3 lakes each have their own communities, and each community is part of a different lake. So when people come to Ringwood, the first thing you'll see are the trees, especially if you come through Skyline Drive. The reason Ringwood has so many trees is because of something called the Highlands Act. The Highlands Act makes it so that we are not allowed to develop. That makes it so we are kind of trapped in the past, where we can't have develop and get rid of our forests. This is because we live on a reservoir called the Wanacue Reservoir, named after a town reporter. I think you're holding that the wrong way.
I agree. Also, I think I burned my finger because I wasn't moving with the blowtorch. Ow.
What is that? Is this a prop cigarette?
Yeah, problem. You're expecting me to smell smoke, weren't you? No, I don't know how to smoke these. Well, you see, it's good. It's good to know that we have people who like to talk about things. I'm gonna turn this off. How do I?
Does that thing actually work?
Yeah, but. Do we take?
Oh, it does.
Technology, kids. It's a thing. Moving on. Out of these pizza places, Ringwood, Skyline, Luigi's, Pizza One, Geppetto's, favorite and why?
It depends if who's buying. If I'm buying, I'd say Luigi's because the pizza is the best. But if I'm not buying, wait, other way around. If I'm not buying, it's Luigi's. If I am buying, it would probably have to be Skyline or Ringwood. I'm not really sure about the difference. They're about the same.
They're 2 minutes away from it's literally
Yeah, they're the
I
same pizza place. But
Same
Luigi's is the best, but it's the most expensive.
I respect that. I'm a Luigi's guy, but I think Ringwood and Skyline are nice for your wallet.
Yeah.
So, moving on. Another nice baseline question. If you could commit any felony, which one and why?
So, do I get away with it?
Give one answer if you get away with it, one if you're not guaranteed to get away with it.
If I get away with it, I would say robbery of a large bank, because then I'd be rich. But if I did not get away with it, I'd say speeding really, really fast, because the odds of me getting away with it are still pretty high.
Understandable. Honestly, if you can just outspeed the cops.
Exactly. That's what I've been saying since day one.
Look, every speed limit sign is like, if you're in a residential area, it's 25 and 150. Because at that point, they're not catching you.
Exactly.
The only thing that might catch you is the children on your windshield. But that's okay, because you don't get charged.
Doesn't even slow you down.
It doesn't slow you down. It's like a... It doesn't even add friction. It's like
the car is designed to hit the child, okay?
It is.
They do tests on this. The child is designed to go over the car. This minimizes the impact to the car.
Exactly.
But, I mean, maximize the impact on the child.
Now, for the next question. If you had to pick a number 1 through 10, which one?
You see, that's a very difficult question. Because each number has its own sets of flaws and advantages. Now, you see, some of the higher numbers are more advantageous because, of course, they have more, you know? So if you were going to add or multiply, you'd get more out of it. With the lower numbers, you could 100% verify that the smaller the number, the smaller it is. So, to go back to your original point of the question, I'd have to say that, you know, some numbers are definitely different than other numbers.
Yeah, but like, why would it be 7?
Because 7...
Wants to know.
Okay.
Wants to know.
So I'd have to say between 1 and 10, the one that I would pick is 3.14159265 because that is pi, and pi is a very important number.
I'm just saying.
You never said integer.
I know. So they tried to. Someone pulled the E out.
Aw, he's another solid one.
Just keep. Why can't they? Just keep. Let us use the Arabic numbers, okay? We need this. Just stick to this. That was not the right direction. So moving on. What's your most hated company? It could be like game.
That's a good question. I would say Facebook's kind of sketchy. I'm not really sure what Meta. I'm not really sure what Meta's doing, but I don't like it.
I don't know, that commercial where they had the animatronic like wither away and be stuck in the metaverse, that was pretty awesome.
I don't know. It's a little sketchy if you ask me.
That did not feel like a Black Mirror episode at all. It felt normal and natural.
All commercials are Black Mirror episodes if you look at them hard enough.
Yeah. Daniel's commercials with Bella Thorne in the.
Of course. You've never seen a Black Mirror episode featuring the animals?
Not yet.
No, not yet.
Waiting for the next season. Hopefully they'll live up to it. Okay, so I'm gonna do this one. Okay, can you tell me what song this is?
That is the song titled Happy Birthday.
It is. Okay, good. That What a Tom Tom video really carried me. Okay. Moving on. Favorite road?
Favorite road? In Ringwood or in general?
Yes.
In Ringwood or in general?
Yes.
So in Ringwood.
Sure.
Okay. So in Ringwood, I'd have to say Skyline Drive is a pretty solid road. You know, it goes up and down. It's pretty solid. But in general, I'd have to say 287. Just a solid highway, you know? Just like loop around.
Yeah. So let's flip that over. Least favorite road?
Least favorite road? I'd have to say the road around Cupsaw Lake. That road sucks because there's so many cars parked, you know what I'm saying? And you're always going to hit a kid. And when you're going at slow speeds, the car isn't really designed to hit the kid. So the kid just like hits your windshield, you know? Like the last time that I hit a kid, he like went up and he went like over my windshield and it like dented the car, you know?
Insurance doesn't cover that. So
No, it
it's
doesn't.
messed up. So,
Well, it does, but like your premiums go up. I can't tell you how much my premiums have gone up because of the kids, you know?
we gotta get rid of the kids.
I know.
So, next question. Best lake?
Cupsaw. I'm a Cupsaw person just because the community is better in my opinion. They have more stuff going on.
I got that. I got
Yeah.
that. So now, best capital city?
Best capital city. I'd have to say, Berlin's a pretty cool capital city. It's like, I mean, I went there. It's pretty solid. I don't know, I haven't really been to that many capital cities, but Berlin was a pretty cool one.
Yeah. very thankful that nothing bad's ever happened in that kind of
Never.
thing. It's great.
Nothing bad has ever happened in Brooklyn.
It's a fact. Think
know.
about it. You can't name one bad thing. So, this has been a pretty laid back interview.
Keep saying that.
What is it? Yeah, I can go fishing.
Ah, yes.
Because the classic saying, women fear me, fish love me.
Of course.
Classic saying. So, that's a pretty laid back question. If you could call in a tactical Boeing B-52 Stratoforce airstrike on any sovereign nation, why would it be Norway?
So the reason I would call a tactical strike on Norway is because they are so pretentious. They think that they're better than everyone else because of their socialism when it's actually their oil. So they need to get off their high horse and decide to join the rest of us down here in capitalism land, okay? Because they aren't as cool as they think they are. If they didn't have their oil, their capitalism their socialism wouldn't work. And that is why I'm telling you, if we bombed Norway, what you have to understand, right, is that if we bombed Norway, the amount of problems it would solve would be incredible. Because every bad thing in the past century has happened while Norways exist.
So, if they don't exist anymore, thus the inverse of that.
Exactly. And whoever owns Norway is the worst. Because you know who owned Norway in 1936? Hitler.
Oh,
So if we get rid of them for good, it'll be the end of crime, it'll be the end of poverty, and it'll be the end of mass genocide.
look, Norway's had it too good for too long, and they're just hurting the rest of us. So I think
know.
we have to stand up and declare our rights
Yes.
to end Norway. So, second to last question, I feel like I already know the answer, but Ringwood Ave or Skyline Drive?
Skyline Drive. Ringwood Ave, you're coming home, right? And you have to decide between Ringwood Ave and Skyline
Yeah.
Drive. You always pick Skyline Drive, because Ringwood Ave, always so crowded. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you hit the pedestrians on Ringwood Ave, you're not going fast enough to do real damage. But on Skyline Drive, the hikers, for one, they deserve it, because they're not from around here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and for two, they go right off the windshield, especially if they're kids.
Mm-hmm.
I can't say this enough. We need to get kids off the road. The kids are getting hit. And you know what? They deserve it.
Oh, they do. Look, if they didn't want to get hit, they would have just not been born. That's on them.
Exactly. And they need to design cars to have the kids not dent them at low speeds. Because at high speeds, it's fine. It's a small dent, life goes on. But at low speeds, why is that such a big dent? And why does my insurance carrier care so much? Like, listen, it's a kid. I can hit it, okay? It's fine.
Look, all I'm saying is, everyone's worried about getting a scratch on your car. They don't have enough to protect the car from kids, okay? Everyone knows like, oh, we have to protect kids from getting hit. No, we have to protect cars from hitting kids. Because then the cars get damaged.
Exactly. Listen.
It turns the middle class.
So you know how politicians are always like,
Lying, yeah.
yelling about all these issues? Some of them are yelling about like gun control, abortion rights, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
They're not seeing the true issue, which is there's too many kids.
Too many kids.
You either take the kids and you put them in a little like box, and you deal with them there, or you put them on the roads, and while they're on the roads, they can get hit by cars.
You get dealt with.
Dealt with. Exactly. And they need to make it so there's laws in place to protect those who hit the kids.
Okay, so for the last question, I'm just gonna indulge in some inhalants real quick.
Yo, can I hit that?
I am respected for my work ethic. Welcome to the drug episode.
Damn, that's good.
There's always a beach episode. This is the drug episode.
Breaking Bad.
So for a final question, nice, non-controversial, just simple question. Best religion. Oh my god, wait. I'm so sorry. It appears we're out of time. Oh, shucks. Oh, I can't believe that was the question we end on. That super non-controversial, non-cancelable question. Well, thank you so much for coming and holding this interview. Please don't say an answer under your breath. Please don't do that. Okay. And, yeah. Also, the Flask, that had Snapple in it, and these are prop cigarettes.
Yeah.
That smell like strawberries.
Really?
Yeah. That one's gross. Like strawberry,
What's in
herbs,
them?
and strawberry leaves, marshmallows, herbs. So kids, remember,
That does not
why
sound good.
why vape when you can spend $11 on a pack of prop cigarettes? Also, look what it did to the water.
It's nasty.
So the moral of the lesson again is drugs are bad.